So we're going to go ahead and use the curves layer on a real picture and see what we can use it for in practical terms. So here's a photograph, and it's dark. I don't know who took it, but they are getting fired. Is me. So I'm here in my levels. Let's come down here to black and white cookies, select a curves layer. One thing to note, which I don't think I've mentioned, if you go up to the layers menu, you could say new, can you do it that way? No, I'm going to cut this out. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Where is it? There's some terrible way to do this. Ah, there it is. So you could go up to image and go to adjustments and go to curves. Do not do this. If you do this, vampire bats will descend from the sky and suck all the blood from your body. Simple as that. We don't want to do that. That doesn't make an adjustment layer. It just like adjusts things and it's permanent and you can't undo it or edit it, and it's awful. And please never do that. If you've ever done that in the past, don't tell me. Just don't do it. Again, we go to the black and white cookie, we make a curves layer. So here's our lovely curves layer. I'm going to rename it. So what am I going to call it? I'm going to call it overall lighten exposure, right? So what part of the image is it affecting? The whole thing, overall. What's it doing? What's it affecting? Exposure. What's it doing to it? It's making it lighter. So those are the three things you want in any layer name, right? What part of the image is it affecting? Adjustment layer name. What part of the image is it affecting? What aspect of it is it affecting? And in what way is it affecting it, right? So overall, lightening the exposure. Cool. So there we go. We come up here to our histogram right here in our properties tab, and I'm going to do something pretty basic, right? If I look at this seamless backdrop, I can tell that that is not actually white, right? It's got some gray up here. It's got some weird funky color up there. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to bet that a lot of those very light tones are all of this bar chart over here. So I'm just going to grab the highlight point and say, hey, how about we make all of that stuff white? Right? So I've dragged it over here, and now all of those things to the right of it, all of those pixels are now absolute white. Now if I hold down the Option key while I do that, Photoshop will actually show you a sort of black and white, I don't know what to call it, sketch of what it is that you are making absolute white, right? And that's really nice. That way I can sort of stop before I make the shirt totally blow out. The same thing if I were working on the dark side. If I hold down Option, it will show me those areas that are going to absolute black. I don't really need to do that in this case, so I'm going to leave the black clipping slider where it is. So that's pretty good, right? We've managed to make that white backdrop totally white. In doing so, right, so if we made, this is the point of everything from there on is white, this is now the lightest point in the image, and so now all of these other things got lighter as well. Looking at this, I feel like she's still a little bit dim in the face, so I'm going to go over here, grab the midpoint of that, and bring it up a little bit. So again, pretty basic stuff, right? But achieves a lot. It takes a picture that was not really usable for anything and makes it look like something that is reasonable for a corporate headshot. So looking at these again, right, if you needed to do any adjusting on it, You turn it on, turn it off. If I want to go back in and edit those properties, right, just click on this little thumbnail here, go to properties, and I can adjust those there. If you don't see properties and you're wondering where it is, if you double click on that layer, adjustment layer thumbnail, it will pop right up, and that should help you out. So there you go. That's how we use our curves adjustment layer to adjust the tone of an image, and what we can use that white clipping point for if we have something that is a little bit dark and we want to make sure that it goes absolutely to white. Also remember, holding down Option will allow you to see immediately when you have gone too far and back it up a little bit. Cool, there you go, there's that. Next I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but looking at color.